engaging in this interview with me. So just to start off with this interview, what was the inspiration behind setting up your workspace for, like, you know, setting up the Hive, you know, for business startups and entrepreneurs?
Oh, that's a big boss behind it. Constant Tata, he's an entrepreneur from UK.
Oh yeah.
He came to Hong Kong and then he's like looking for a space for him to work, and he reckoned there's no such space that he really liked to join.
Yeah.
So he brought me in when we started to sell.
Oh, so it has been open for a while now.
It's been open for about a year and more than a year. We started back in late May last year.
Yeah,
so around about a year and 2 months.
Within a year and 2 months, like, there's so many businesses. I've seen, like, you know, like on your members website, there's quite a members area. There's so many different.
Yeah, we started with 2 floors. We have 2 floors at the very beginning, and now we have 5.
Yeah, 5. Still up to 5 within a year and 2 months.
Yes.
Wow. I realized you did say Mr. Tedder is from UK, and I did realize, like, loads of British style things, and it's quite vintage.
Well, we have actually hired an interior designer based out from London as well.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So we have 2 English gentlemen behind this, so you can see a lot of the British touches. And,
it's quite that feel, yeah.
We have a lot of people back from England here.
Oh, in here.
In the team as well.
Okay.
When the Hive is members, there are a bit of people British, and then we, as the team in the Hive, we have a constant. We have a designer, James. We have actually 2 hosts who are back from England as well.
Yeah. Are you from England?
I'm from here, but I just go in the States.
Oh, right, okay.
I have worked with tons of English, so my English is accent.
I couldn't really.
You can face it. Yeah. A bit of everything.
Yeah. When setting up the Hive, now that, you know, within a year and 2 months, you see it develop so much. What was the most rewarding aspect of managing to establish the Hive to this stage?
I think it's the people.
The people.
I think honestly, it's very encouraging. It's very fulfilling to be able to set up a business that works. You know, when you have 2 floors and now we have 5, so it's good in terms of like business. But I think the most rewarding part is to be able to build a community of entrepreneurs. We have really wonderful members here, very friendly, and you know, people, you come in every day, you see them, you know them, and you sort of like make friends with them. So I think it's the people that matters most, if you ask me.
So like you said, like you guys built a community for the entrepreneurs in Hong Kong. Have you seen how it has affected, like, in terms of, are there any indications on how the entrepreneurial community has started to change, maybe, or?
Well, honestly, I think for the fact that we've only been around for a year, I don't think I've observed any major changes, but I do see that actually in the past years, well, it's not to do with my experience in the Hive, but I think to do with the fact that I've been an entrepreneur for quite some time. I think the difference is people are now more willing to start new things up, and I think it's to do with the fact that, you know, IT, it's matured to the phase that people can just set something up very easily, and it's just the economic environment. You know, before everybody wants to work at a bank, but now people reckon actually working in a bank might not be that great after all. So there are people who are more willing to try different things. Hence, actually, it's just more diverse, and an entrepreneur community is just much more active, which is more fun. People come with new ideas, they do new things. You know, before, when you meet people, they either come from banks or they come from law firms. And then you're like, okay, I have banking background as well. So, but then now you actually meet with people. You can talk about new business ideas. You can talk about different things, new products, and you know, it's just much more fun.
Much more. What would you say, besides probably the British aspect of the Hive, makes the Hive really unique? You know, maybe the interior, or just the community, or the style?
I think it's everything. I think it's the style of the hive, I would put it in this way. The style of the hive includes like the hardware, how we build it, how we fit the space out, that interior of it. I think at the same time, equally important, it's the staff team. How we treat our members, how we take care of them. We call our team hosting, and we are host team. So we're hosting our people in this sense. We're not just reception. So I think it's the soft side, the software of the hive as well as the people, how we help them out, how we treat them is equally important.
What is the ultimate vision for the hive?
Well, I think, you might want to ask Mr. Tedder. But as far as we understand, well, of course, we want the hive to continue to expand. So we would like to see more hives.
Why the hive? The hive is it actually something to do with the nature of bees?
It's
how
sort
they
of like a
color?
beehive. I come in, they work together. I think it's the buzz. That the vibe here, it's like it's like bee buzzing around. Well, it's the hive, so people can come in. We work together. In a sense, we work together.
For you personally, you did mention that you started at the beginning with Mr. Tedder, but how did the idea come about? Was it just a random day at a coffee shop, or just?
Well, actually, he came up with the idea first. Co-work spaces is actually quite popular back in the States and Europe. So, so we're thinking, why is it not here yet? So we talk about it, and we see actually whether there's opportunities, how people would like it here. So we reckon it might be something worth trying. So we of course, that's a bit of adaptation based on what we see the entrepreneurs in Hong Kong we need, and we have a sort of a different landscape in terms of real estate prices and other things as well. But we try to, we have the notion of doing this, and we adapt it according to what we think is needed here.
So when Mr. Tedder, proposed the idea, did you just go like, good idea, let's do it?
Actually, because I've worked previously in a service office provider, very briefly, and actually I realized that such a needs of co-work spaces as well. So when he actually brought this up, I was like, that's something I actually have been thinking about, and I actually proposed to my old boss of this idea as well. But I think they're a different business model, so he would rather do his business. And now Constant came along and said, why don't we do this? I was like, oh, that's good. I really wanted to do it.
And then that's how the hive, was born. Was there any, or is there any most memorable moments? Like, it could be funny, it could be a life lesson or something, like, or even if it's like inspiring.
Actually, that's a lot of memorable events that has happened here. We've met really, really awesome people. There are a lot of members, which we become really good friends. And I think in terms of business school, one memorable part is when we had a member called Phone Joy. Actually, that's a bit of major collaboration that has actually happened within the hive. So that's very rewarding. Someone has like a product to sell, and they're looking for some parts for the production, and then another member actually helped out with supplying small parts and a small component, and that's how the product actually came into place. And then actually another member became like a distributor for the product as well. So I see there's a lot of things happening, and that's actually quite a memorable thing. You think people just meet and say hi, but actually, and then you like they chill, they chit chat, but actually you realize that actually there's much more to it, and you actually can see the value of such a co-work spaces. It's actually the community and the network that is actually actually taking part in it, and so that's how actually things happen.
If you had to give one personal and one professional advice to our audience, the small to medium business owners and freelancers, what would it be?
I think you just have to be brave. When you have a business idea, you really need to be brave enough to actually get it started. But at the same time, one other thing I think is very critical is you need to listen to people. You believe in your product, it's good, but at the same time you really need to pay attention to what the market says. So you have to be brave to actually put your idea into action, but along the path I think you need to improvise a lot based on what the market's needing, and you really need to listen to that. Otherwise product you realize that nobody might actually want to buy the product, but your product might actually be really good.